So time is completely a construct happening now. I mean, so can can you get to some other time right now? You can imagine it, right? So you can remember something, right? So you could remember something that happened earlier today. And that's the way in which you can travel in time, is you can imagine the past and you can imagine the future. All time exists as a construct in the mind right now. And so why is so the past, in the way that we normally think of things, the past is the cause of the present. I mean, obviously it's a limited way of thinking about things, but that's the way that most of us think about things, right? That we think that the past caused the present. So if your tooth is chipped, why is it chipped? Well, because something happened in the past. So in everything that you have, so you have a story about why things are the way they are now. And that's why you perceive things the way that you do now. If you want to change that, then you can change the causes in your imagination. So you can just, that's a possibility that you can just do that. You can restructure the past right now. You can do that right now. I mean, because the truth is that there's, I don't know of a good analogy off the top of my head, but you've got this infinite ocean of data, and you draw from that and you pull out you emphasize certain aspects of it, and you use that to tell a story, a narrative. So you say that, this is what happened, and then this happened, and then another thing happened, and that led to now. And that's why things are the way they are. But this actually, you're just emphasizing that data. There's infinite data there. And as long as you keep emphasizing it that way, what happens is you hypnotize yourself into believing that that's the truth and that it couldn't be any other way. And that has some utility, because if you want to solidify something, then that's useful, right? So if you want to solidify anything, if you want to have an experience of being a billionaire, okay, so you want to have stability in that, so it's useful then to solidify the narrative that stabilizes being a billionaire. Because how stable is that going to be for you if you just say, well, today I'm a billionaire, and I have no idea how that happened. And yesterday I was not a billionaire. In fact, yesterday I had no money, and the day before that I had no money, and the day before that I had no money. In fact, I never had any money before, and I have no real experience or knowledge that would allow me to reproduce being a billionaire. But somehow, magically, mysteriously, today I'm a billionaire. Is that going to be very strong for you? Do you have a high degree of confidence that tomorrow you will also be a billionaire? But what I'm getting at is that if you, the narrative that you tell is always, it's biased. It's not an objective reality. It's completely biased. You've made it up. You've emphasized certain aspects of that infinite field of data, and you've used those to craft that narrative. But you can you can very easily go back and sort of wipe the slate clean and emphasize different data to craft a different narrative. And that narrative can be supportive. If you want to be a billionaire and you want that to be really stable, then you can craft a narrative that creates that as a reality for yourself that's very solidified, where it's like, okay, there's a narrative. I was started at point A, and then I went to point B, and I got to point C, and then I got to point D, and so on. And it was developing this narrative of being a billionaire, having stability in being a billionaire, having the knowledge, the network, the experiences, everything that's necessary to be very stable as a billionaire. So when you've crafted that story in that way for yourself, then naturally it will be stabilized, so that today you're a billionaire, and tomorrow you'll be a billionaire, and the next day you'll be a billionaire. You'll be a billionaire for as long as you want to be, because you've got the story to support that. And that just exists in your imagination.